Okay, so I'm going to talk about gradient elasticity theories and fundamental implementation. And I will focus on static fracture. Actually, the idea for this talk came when Luca and I spoke, when Luca was up in Sheffield. And we started talking to each other about each other's research. And Luca was explaining to me about theory of critical distances. And as part of many ideas, we thought, okay, we're both trying to do something linear elastic. We both have got a continuum theory with a length scale in there. Surely there must be some common theme there, and I'll try to treat that at the end of the talk. But I'll start with the introduction of what these theories are like, and I'll focus on two particular ones. The one due to Ifantis and one from Erringen. And we'll discuss the fundamental implementations of them. Right, let's see if that works. It does. So, gradient theories for me are enriched continuum theories where we add additional spatial gradients to the governing equations. I wrote here of certain state variables, really it can be anything. It can be the elastic strain, can be the plastic strain, can be some internal variable, you name it. People have been doing those for a couple of reasons. Some because they wanted to describe size effects. Others wanted to regularize post-peak phenomena. So you probably know that, but if you have a softening curve in a plastic model, then your shear band width is undefined. And actually you can give it a finite width by putting some spatial gradients in there. And generally you probably could say that the mechanistic reason to do so is because people want to add microstructural effects to the continuum. Right, so that's for what I just said. That's for any kind of continuum theory, plasticity, damage. More specifically for gradient elasticity, I see that as mainly two groups of motivations. Particularly statics, people want to remove singularities from the strain field. So classical elasticity obviously predicts singular strains at sharp crack depths, and you can remove those by using gradient elasticity. And probably less relevant for this audience, in dynamics people want to describe wave dispersion, where every wave number travels with its own speed, but that's maybe for another day. Right. I'm going to talk about two particular gradient elasticity theories in more detail. One from Ifantis, one from Erringen. The one from Ifantis is actually the more recent one, but it's also the simple one, so I'll start with that one. And the Erringen one is a bit older. So what have we got? We've got the standard equilibrium equation. L is a differential operator. I don't know what kind of notation you're used to, but say in my area we often call it L. Stresses, sigma, being body forces. Now, the enrichment takes place in the constitutive equation. So usually you would have stress equal to constitutive tensor times strain to epsilon. And what we add now is a higher order strain term, Laplace squared, so it describes kind of diffusion process, and L squared. L, if you remember the talk of yesterday about the implicit gradients, yeah, that was called C. That was C, here I call it L squared, but it's really the same thing. So that's a material length scale parameter. And then strains related to displacement, again with the differential operator, standard. So if you substitute the third into the second, second to the first, you get the equation on the bottom, which is a fourth order differential equation in terms of the displacements, and that's really where the pain is. Because if this were second order, fundamental dispensation would be straightforward, simple, easy. But because of the high order term there, it makes it fourth order, and then all kinds of continuity requirements are then have become stricter, and you have to do something special. So some people have actually tried to take a bottom equation as a starting equation and implement it as such. Actually, there's a neat way out. What you can do, so this is the same equation again, what you can do, you can factorize the various derivatives. So we've got one set of derivatives, another one, and a double derivative. What you can take the L out, and then what you've got left behind brackets is just the displacement field of classical elasticity. So what you can do, you can rewrite this equation into a sequence of two second-order equations, where the first one is just the standard equilibrium equation of classical elasticity, and I've given it that u a little c to indicate that that's classical. So you can solve for the classical displacements. You throw it into your second equation, which is then the gradient enrichment, to get the properly microstructurally enhanced displacements, which are u without superscript. And really, these two give you the same solution as the starting point, provided that you've got the right boundary conditions. And I won't go into too much detail here, but it's not too difficult to show that what you have to do to get the right boundary conditions, don't take this equation as such, but rewrite it in terms of stresses. So, what do I do? I don't touch this equation is fine, but the second equation I take a derivative of it, and I multiply it with the constitutive tensor, so I get the stress-based counterpart of it. Good. So that's one. That's just one theory. The other one is a bit older. Aragon is mainly known for his work in non-local integral models, where he takes spatial averages of quantities to bring the microstructure in there. But he also, in 1983, he also formulated a differential theory, which has the same equilibrium equation, but now the gradient enrichment takes place on the left-hand side in terms of stresses, which is actually very similar to what we've just seen. But it's a subtle difference, and I'll come back to that a bit later. So, we start to say, okay, let's put the gradient enrichment on the left-hand side in terms of stresses. The rest is the same, but it's now not possible to go to a irreducible form. So, I cannot write a single fourth-order equation in terms of displacements only. That's not possible, because the gradients are on the wrong side. So really, this is a mixed formulation, and surprisingly, perhaps, the primary unknown is the stress, not the displacement, and the displacement only acts as a kind of multiplier. I think I'll say more about this slide. Okay, this is my contribution to the longest equation. These are the discretized equations. I will go through them in a bit detail. So what I've got on the right-hand side, the vector of unknowns, displacements and stresses again, force vector and so on. So that's not very interesting. The big blocks are the stiffness matrices, and each of them actually comes in 4 subblocks. So start with the easiest one. Start on this side. B is the usual shape function derivative matrix. Yeah. I've added a little u to say this is the shape function for the displacements, because it multiplies the displacement over there. This is, if you integrate it, this is the standard linear elastic stiffness matrix of usual elasticity. Yeah? So that's nothing strange there. This is a square matrix. The nil multiplies the sigma, so that really means you can solve this first row prior to having to go to the second row. You can really solve the 2 steps sequentially. So, what you do, you solve your classical system, you get a displacement field. That displacement is then multiplying this other matrix, a rectangular matrix now, it's not square, with stress shape functions and displacement shape function derivatives. Goes to the right hand side as well as the force vector. And then this is the matrix that multiplies the stresses. S is the compliance matrix, that's the inverse of C. Actually, if you've got a working 500 code already, this is actually very simple to implement, because this really is the mass matrix in a different factorial. Shape function by shape functions, mass matrix. And this is your standard diffusivity matrix from thermal analysis. So, I reckon if you've got a working code already, just reshuffle the ingredients that are already in there and you'll be able to get this very quickly. Now, the way I wrote it is a bit cumbersome, but I did it on purpose because I want to show you what the Aragon model looks like in comparison. The Aragon model has exactly the same second row, so it's again the same, all the terms are the same on the second row, but on the first row there's now a block of zeros, a square block of zeros, and actually it's a symmetric system, so this factor transposed appears over there, and that really proves the point that this is a Lagrange multiplier formulation, because this is typical for Lagrange multipliers where you have a big block, square block on one corner, symmetric of diagonal, and then a block of zeros, square. And it also shows that the Lagrange multiplier is U, not sigma, which it took me 6 months to get used to. But I got it. Okay, a couple of comments. I've already said that the Ifantis model you can actually solve sequentially. So that is easy. It also means, and that's probably even neater, it also means that you can choose the two discretizations the way you want. And I think it's the easiest to say, well, I'm going to use exactly the same finite element mesh for the two steps. Yeah? So if I use 4-netted quads for the displacements, I'm going to use exactly the same 4-netted quads for the stresses. In the Aragon model, unfortunately that's not the case. You can't do that, because these are really complex equations, and you must solve them simultaneously. Also, because it's a mixed formulation, I don't know if that means anything to you, in super condition, Babushka-Resti condition. No? Never mind. It means that the interpolation of the stresses must be a polynomial order higher than the displacements. So you've got really got an awkward mesh there. So you have to combine and say 4-netted quads for the displacements with 8 or 9-netted quads for the stresses. Now you can imagine that's a horrible data structure. Well, I'll go a bit easier on you now. A problem. The example is the central crack problem in tangent. What I've got here is the two normal stress components for the Ifantis model on the left, the Aragon model on the right, horizontal and vertical normal stress, and as you can see in the back, but actually there's a couple of lines there, which is a sequence of meshes. That's a bit silly of me, but I forgot which one what did I use. I think it was 10 by 10, 20 by 20, 40 by 40. That order of magnitude. So, what you see now, this model, that converges very quickly, and you don't have to use a ridiculously fine mesh to get the results, the converged results. The Aragon model is a bit more sensitive to this discretization because of this in subcondition. So here convergence is a bit slower. The dotted line is the coarsest mesh, then the dashed and the solid line is the finest mesh. Ultimately they're getting there, but it takes a bit more computational effort. And the other thing which I think is noteworthy, in the Aragon model, the equilibrium equations were formulated in terms of the gradient enriched stresses. Yeah? And that means it's very natural to apply traction boundary conditions to these stresses. And that's also why you get this is a central crack, so the crack runs still over there, you get a proper traction-free crack. Yeah? It's not the case over there. There's some spurious vertical normal stresses which shouldn't be there. That's because you solve the classical elasticity equations separate from the gradient enrichment. And the gradient enrichment doesn't know anything about traction boundary conditions, so it just smooths the whole thing out. Yeah? Which is fine, you should get rid of the singularities, but you also get some funny non-zero stresses where it really should be zero. So in that sense you can argue this is more realistic. Right. Okay. So I was having exactly this chat with Luca, and then we started brainstorming a little bit. So on one hand there's the stuff that I just spoke about, gradient elasticity. On the other hand there's the theory of critical distances. Just a couple of sound bites really. Both are based on elastic analysis, or maybe I should say linear elastic analysis. Both got a length scale in there, so I call it small L all the time. And I don't know, the meaning of this length scale might be different in two theories, but we'll come back to that in a second. And also, yeah, what I would say, greater elasticity eliminates the singularity of sharp cracks. I'll be the first to admit that I've just started reading on the critical distance stuff 2 weeks ago, so I don't know an awful lot about it, but the way I see it, it tries to avoid singularities. I got one yes over there, so that's good. So the question is really, can these theories be related? And maybe the way to answer, to go about getting an answer, is trying to find the relation between the length scales in the two groups of theories. So, what have we got in greater elasticity then? We've got a length scale, and phenomenologically, what does it do? Well, it sets the width of the zone over which stress or strain smoothing takes place. So before the gradient, you've got this spike, this singularity. That's stress distribution is then smoothed over a certain zone, and I'll show you a picture in a second. So that's what L does phenomenologically. Now, there's also a nice result coming from homogenization. Have you heard about these nested finite element solutions? We have the integration point on the macro level is linked to a small boundary value problem on a smaller level. No? Again, never mind. I'll try to explain the essences. What happens there is you don't have a constitutive equation on the macro level. But what happens instead, the strain of the macro level becomes displaced the boundary conditions on the micro level, and you solve a small boundary value problem, and the resultant reaction forces then become stresses again on the macro level. So you got some people call it very, very elegant idea. I think it's horribly intensive in terms of computation. Because rather than evaluating stress strain relation, you're solving boundary value problems all the time. We played with it and we've given up on it. But it is actually a nice result if you do that in a second order way, and I'll explain it on the bar if you want me to. What you get is actually a macroscopic stress strain relation whereby C is determined by the response of the band of the unit cell on the lower level, but we also got this higher order term which really follows the Ifantis format of greater elasticity, and L, this funny fake small l, is now actually the size of the representative volume element. And I thought that was very neat. That was for me, that was an eye-opener to understand where this L comes from. There's also the factor 1 over 12, which is, second bandwidth area of a rectangular cross-section. You have to integrate the minus half to plus half. Then you get a factor 1 over 12, exactly the same 1 over 12. Yeah? So this is because we're taking square representative volumes. If you take a circle, there'll be another factor. Right. Forget about the bottom one, it's also important. So, there's one last slide then. So, here I've shown what these gradients do. So, the classical response, spiky, singular, is redistributed. You get a smooth out response, and already yesterday it was mentioned, the maximum actually shifts away from the crack tip. The crack tip is over there. The maximum shifts away inside the domain. And on the right hand side, just to generate some thoughts, this is the representative volumes that we used in this nested finite element scheme. So the argument goes that the size, this length, is the length scale that appears in greater elasticity. So my question is, maybe to you, is this critical distance proportional to the strain smoothing zone? Could be. Is that then in turn proportional to the RV size? I'm pretty sure about this one, because that's what I derived 5 years ago. I'm not sure about the first one. That's me done. Over to you. Thank you.
Yes, we have time for a few questions, so if you would like to know the details of these differential equations, you are welcome.
I won't go there, but I mean, in a practical case, then, if you want to compare this to experimental data or whatever, what do you do with your L? You find a value that fits the data. Or there's some other way of deciding what it should be, or
yeah, it tends to be dominated by the largest kind of inhomogeneity in material.
right?
So if people doing carbon nanotubes, they take the atomic spacing, yeah. But that doesn't make sense for concrete. So then you take aggregate size.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, it's just the same then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bored you all to tears, have I?
No question what you will do with creep.
Creep? Oh no. Don't do creep. I suppose that would be another set of derivatives. Some extra time derivatives, I suppose. But this is all. I've tried to keep it completely linear elastic.
Curious term. If I take for a given geometry, what happens if I change the L value in your model in terms of your, let's say, alternative stress distribution? Do I change the position of the maximum? Do I change the magnitude of that kind of equivalence you calculate?
It would be, yeah.
Yeah. What's the sensitivity of the model to the L value?
Yeah. If I change the magnitude of L, this maximum will shift. Sorry, I'll start again. Yeah. At the moment, my crack is in this unit 0.25. My length scale is 0.1. Yeah. If I make small L smaller, the maximum will shift back to where it was before, and it will also go up. And you can really recover classical elasticity by letting L go to 0. So it's really a smooth transition from one to the other. And if I make L massive, I'll just get a flat curve with a bit of transition in the beginning. But that was not your question. The question was about other
that was his question.
Was it?
You can remove that singularity, so your stress will be finite at the crack tip.
That's right.
How high is it going to be? It's finite, so what does it depend on?
On L, on small L.
On L.
Yeah? And you can get it any way you like by changing the value of L.
Yeah.
You pose this sort of rhetorical question about critical distance theory and how does it compare with this. I mean, I don't know a huge amount about either, but it seems to me that in a sense this is just another way of averaging, except that you've, as it were, built the averaging into the mathematical formulation. I mean, is
that's a fair point.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
In that sense, I mean, it seems to me it's quite attractive because, all right, you have to choose this value L, but then the maths takes care of everything else.
That's right.
You haven't got to think about, are you averaging over a length, or are you taking a point value, or is it a semicircle, or a circle, or whatever. So once you've set the mathematical formulation, you just need to set this length scale, and then you get as it were, a quasi-stress field that's consistent with that. And
absolutely.
So I think it would be very interesting to compare the predictions of some of this with you know, for instance, notch fatigue issues.
I'd love to do that. Yeah. To give a bit more, another answer to what you started to say. This is now in differential format.
Yeah.
But this is equivalent to taking a volume average, a weighted volume average of the stress.
Yeah.
So just one.
I mean, it seems, well, I never quite know sort of physically whether you want a volume average or an area average, but if you're thinking of the formation of a crack, you could argue that actually a crack is an area feature, and therefore perhaps an area feature is more appropriate.
Yeah.
But, you know, at least this is quite attractive in that it puts the averaging into the formulation initially.
Let's say if you were to apply this in 3D, naturally you would mimic a volume average because this gradient activity will be in all three directions.
Yeah.
But what you can do, you can set different L's for the different spatial directions.
Oh, okay.
So you can have one L in X and Y, and a 0, L in the third direction, if you want to mimic a, what did you say, area.
That's right.
We've also used different L's for modelling bone. We've got fibres that needs a long L, you've got aversion systems which need a small L,
Yeah.
and that works fine.
Thank you.
You only need, that's a funny result. That's not funny, it's a useful result. You only need one L, you need, let me say that precisely. You only need L in one direction to get rid of all the singularities. So you don't need an L in the transversal direction to get rid of the transversal singularities. One L is enough.
Okay.
When I look to a brittle fracture of a solid, and then we look to the stress distribution near a bracket, what you have shown,
Yeah.
it is well known, even from the Barenblatt has introduced the non-linearity when we come to the stresses which are near the theoretical strength, or stresses which means about
1/10 of modulus of elasticity.
Yes, it is 10% or something. Then we see some differences between the linear elastic and the real non-linear elastic behavior of a solid. So I don't understand now why we need this theory, since we can work with linear elasticity up to elastic strains enormously high, yes?
Okay, my take on that would be, if you're happy to keep the singularities in your formulation, doesn't make it very attractive to practicing engineers to use it.
Yes, it is. When we come to stresses, when we talk about stresses in the atomic level, then it becomes senseless. Because what is a stress between two atoms or between two electrons? That's senseless. So,
but this is continuum mechanics. This is far removed away from atoms. But the other argument I would say is this allows you to use more intuitive stress-based criteria for propagation.
I mean, I think the comment I would make is what you see when people are designing in the presence of sharp features is they spend an awful lot of effort getting a finite element situation analysis to converge, and then they find that if they feed those converged stresses into their normal lifing method, it gives them much too short a life.
Yeah.
So they then go back and average the stresses in order to get something which correlates with the experience. Well, if that's what you're going to do, wouldn't it be far better to as it were, acknowledge that length scale before you started, and then you wouldn't have to put in all that effort to converge the solution, only to average it again.
Yeah, I mean,
the problem is that if you change the scale of your sample, keeping the crack in the two problems, normally you would expect the similitude principle. And it's not clear to me if you don't break that similitude principle. If you change the scale of the component and you don't change your L scale, won't it change the result?
yes, because there is no similitude in fact.
So this small L takes care of, if you want to describe size effects, the small L takes care of it.
Okay, I think that I will. So one more question?
Yes, short one. Yes. Oh, thank you for your.
Must be granted both of you.
It's very similar. This approach is quite similar to the previous, to the one I presented.
Exactly.
Yeah. The problem is that your gradient approach is inside the constitutive equation.
Yeah.
And in our approach we use as a post-processing, as a matter of fact. And
I think your approach. Sorry, carry on.
so I agree also with the comments. In my opinion, these kind of approaches are very useful for practical application because it is possible to directly converge in a solution that is meaningful for the strength assessment. And often we spend an effort in studying, investigating the singularities, and then we don't use them for strength assessment. In this case, we can assess directly a quantity meaningful for the strength assessment. Only a short question on your solution of cracker, as a question about the problem I tried to tackle yesterday. your solution exactly at the tip is equal to 0, and is it independent from the boundary condition?
It is, absolutely.
Okay.
It's forced down to 0.
In the area model, I put explicitly the traction boundary conditions, stress YY must be equal to 0 along the crack face. Yeah? In the advantage model I can't do that. Well, I suppose I could, but it doesn't mean anything because the rest of the stress field is not equilibrated anyway. So I thought that's cheating. Yeah?
Okay. Well, I have kind of final question. Is there any theoretical limitation on your L? It means what is going to happen if L tends to 0 or L tends to infinity? I use kind of mathematical thinking.
I'm quite pleased with my link between small l and RVE size. That to me helps me understand what L is. So RVE size, represented volume size, what is that? That's a couple of heterogeneous together. L going to 0 would then mean a material where the inhomogeneity is very small, glass. Yeah, so then you would go back to near spike, near singular.
So then when you have L is 0, will you get infinity?
Yes.
Okay. So you see, you can't avoid. If you assume that our material is homogeneous and continuum.
I call it gradient elasticity. A lot of people actually call it generalized continuum. So you take your old continuum and you generalize with an extra term.
Okay, let's go to the next.